Hey guys, Amy Wood here. We are trying to get you caught up to date back in the newsroom after an event tonight. And Christy Henderson's over there. You see the set's red. We do have a state of emergency in 2 states, South Carolina and North Carolina, as we brace for whatever kind of rain this big storm's going to bring.
Yeah, I mean, you think it's just rain, but it's just so much rain that's what's going to cause issues.
So Christy's going to get into all the details on her forecast here in just a minute. So make sure you're turning on our channel, channel 62. It's cable channel 9. And we'll hit Christy during the commercial break maybe and try to get a little personalized for you guys update on Facebook. But I posted it on the title here that she's talking about some serious rain for the upstate and even more frightening totals for Columbia down to the coast. But it's not like we're going to have it easy up here either. I mean, this is a lot of rain. She's saying, what did you say?
15 to 18 inches.
15 to 18 inches. Where?
From Columbia over to the coast, 15 to 18 inches is very likely with some higher amounts.
And then in the upstate?
And in the upstate, I'm sticking with 6 to 12 inches, which is what I've been saying. I haven't changed it one way or the other, so I'm going to
stick with that for now. All right, we're going to stay with that. And Christy's kind of, you know, she's looking at all these models, all the technical data that comes in that she has to evaluate and make the judgment call. And she's really good at her job, and I really trust her. And she's not a scare tactic person. She is a tell it like it is, keep it reasonable, and accurate. And I really, really appreciate that about Christy. It's really true. I mean, we don't believe in scare tactics, and we really seriously want you to take this seriously. We've already had somebody die in flooding today in South Carolina, so we really want to keep that from happening this weekend. So y'all make sure you play it safe. I've posted some videos with Doug Bryson about the tips that you should be doing. The biggest thing you need to do is stay in touch with the news. Keep your alerts and app things all working, volumes up, weather radios going, so that you know what's going on where you live. It's really important. Huh? Are you talking to me? Oh gosh, they're talking to me. I don't have my wide angle lens, sorry. No time tonight. Hang in there, kid. Weather's first, of course, because that's the kind of day it is. Stand by. Thank you for joining us tonight. We have a state of emergency for both Carolinas tonight. A monster hurricane in the Atlantic could bring more flooding to the Carolinas after a day already filled with rescues and 1 death. Some are still working and will be through the night trying to clean up the mess that's been left behind. They have to do it all over again tomorrow, potentially. Chief Meteorologist Christy Henderson told you to get ready for these storms. She was right, and she's here right now with the latest.
All right, Amy, and even now we have some showers with heavy rain making their way across the western Carolinas, and we're not really to the main event yet, so we've got a lot of moisture to work with. The ground has already had too much rain, and it doesn't take much for it to run off and cause some flooding. As you can see in Union County, we've got a few rumbles of thunder as well. Back in the Lawrence County, too, we've got some spotty heavy rain moving northwest into Greenville County, and then into western North Carolina and Oconee County, we have some showers falling there as well. All of our area will officially be under a flash flood watch starting tomorrow morning, lasting until Monday morning, and this is the reason why. Tropical connection associated with Hurricane Joaquin is going to help us to see anywhere from 6 to 12 inches of rain across the area, with a few isolated higher amounts in the South Carolina mountains. There's a look at the hurricane tonight. It's over the central Bahamas, a Category 4 hurricane. I'll show you the latest track on that. We'll talk more about our weather here at home coming up in just a few minutes.
Christy, thank you. Our team coverage of the storm damage is continuing right now. People all over the upstate woke up to some really high water, washed out roads, and major sinkholes. Many are having to rough it tonight and brace for even more storms tomorrow. Our 7 on your sides, Rochelle Spence, is joining us live from our mobile newsroom in Spartanburg County. Rochelle. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Hey. We're following this bridge that's shut down where the whole thing the road washed away. gosh. Crazy. You guys be watching the news. Turn on the TV. This is good stuff. Scary. Oh, look at that. The unisinkle is unbelievable. Wow. I haven't seen this video. I've been out all day. Wow. Holy moly. Oh my gosh. That is so scary, isn't it?
Yeah. Look at that.
That is so scary. So scary. Rochelle, thank you. Also, today's storm may have led to the death of a woman from Spartanburg. The coroner, Rusty Clevenger, says Sylvia Ortega was driving under an overpass on Howard Street at New Cut Road when her car flooded out. Clevenger says several other cars were abandoned in the same area. An autopsy will determine her exact cause of death. Some drivers were luckier, but just barely. As the rain came down in Spartanburg, Michael and Susan Teddemer were just trying to get home. Stuck inside their car, they were desperate to get out as the water kept rising. Oh. Such a terrifying experience. The Teddemers were able to climb out a window, and they were able to escape. The rain also caused some serious problems at this car dealership in Spartanburg. Air 7 got you this video of the car lot down there. This is the Spartanburg Chrysler, Dodge, and Jeep location on North Church Street Extension. The general manager here, Darren Shelton, says the floodwaters washed two of the cars through the bridge just behind the lot and onto the other side of the road upside down. Many of the cars were left in piles. In all, Shelton says water damaged up to 60 cars. Due to some roads being washed, Spartanburg Water has issued a boil water advisory because of a water main break. This is for the customers on Haynes Street from Arcadia Street to Ethel Road and also along Ethel Road from Hayne to Foster Street. Spartanburg Water says there is no confirmed contamination and the advisory is just a precaution. You should boil your water for 1 full minute before you use it to drink or to cook. In some of the most flood-prone areas of the upstate, neighbors and city officials are already bracing for heavy rain. In Malden, where floodwaters nearly destroyed a neighborhood in 2013, they have to be proactive to ensure damage is minimal and relief is accessible. Addie Hampton has the story. Crazy. When we get to the commercial break, I'm going to let Christy talk to y'all for a minute if you guys would like to ask her some questions. Don't post them now. Wait till she's here looking at the questions. And if you guys want to share this and tell your friends, Christy's going to get on here in a minute to talk to you guys. That would be a good idea. I'm having to watch the prompter because I'm running the prompter with this thing. I'm running it right now. But the directors count on me to run it so they can know where we are. Bless her heart. That Malden stuff, do you remember that a couple of years ago? They have to brace for this thing tomorrow. And into Saturday. Bless them. Look at that. No, this is a great idea because that area is going to have a problem again tomorrow. You know they are. Trey Eubanks, city manager in Malden, on TV right now. Yeah, if you guys have drainage dishes near your house and it has a bunch of junk in it, you might want to try to clear it out. I mean, anything that you can do to minimize stuff back flowing up, but sometimes there's just too much water, it can't even move, but you don't want those things to be the problem. Look at that. Ugh, goodness. Bless her heart. I don't blame her. All right, now according to the county officials, flooding was identified in Greenville County as the second biggest threat, only behind ice storms. That's the President of the United States, as you know, expressing disgust over another mass shooting. This time, it happened today in Oregon. It's the other big story we're following for you tonight. A 26-year-old gunman opened fire here at this community college campus. State police say at least 10 people are dead. Officials have identified the guy as 26-year-old Chris Harper Mercer. Karen Kafa has the latest. Oh, yeah. No. Yeah. No. Yeah, I agree. Crazy. And there were, I think, 20 injured at least. Yeah, I know. I heard the higher one of 13 at some point, but we've got 10 right now, and we're just trying to be careful with the numbers. Yeah, we've had at least 10. But, you know, I mean, the numbers are really, doesn't put it in perspective with the people that are lost, you know? A number is a number. But you start seeing the faces of the people who died and it breaks your heart. Not to mention the terror for the people who live through it and survive it and what that does to them. I can't imagine. It's so tough. Hi, guys. It's just intense today. So much going on. I want to give you guys a big hug. A lot going on. I followed that on Twitter for you guys and Facebook all day. Of course, we will continue to follow the story. There are a lot of developments by the hour. We'll bring you all the details as we get them through our app and on WSPA.com. A train ripped through a garage. It reduced the place to rubble. That story is coming up next. Also, doctors are renewing their call for you to get a flu shot. This is after the virus has left one person dead in the Carolinas already. Coming up, where you can get the vaccine for free. Free stuff. Sorry. Sandra wrote train. It wasn't a train. It was a fire. It's okay. There's so much going on. It's okay. Well, here's what happened. Sandra just did what I did when I was planning my wedding, okay? When I was planning my wedding, weird wedding words would show up in news scripts. Well, not that Sandra's getting married. I'm just saying that Sandra was listening to Rochelle's live shot, which had a train coming through it when she was writing that tease, and subliminally put train into the script. That's how that kind of stuff happens. Who's had their flu shot? You know what? I haven't. I'm about to tell you to get one on television, and I'm going to have to slap myself on the hand because I haven't got mine. Do you have yours yet?
What?
Flu shot?
No, not yet.
Christy's going to get hers too.
Yeah,
Slap yourself on the hand. Bam.
That's right.
Oh, this is the time to talk to Christy really quick. All right, so you guys, if you have a question for Christy, ask right now. What do you guys want to know about the weather?
Anybody have any questions?
What do you think they need to worry about the most? What do they need to do to be prepared?
Well, you just need to make sure that if you're going anywhere this weekend, it might be okay where you are, but may not be good on the route there.
Yep.
We always remind people, don't drive your car through flooded roadways. You think, if I could just get across, I'll be fine. But that's where people get into trouble. So that could see some power outages, as you and I were talking about, because it'll be breezy and the trees can't hold on too much longer just because it's waterlogged. How much rain? 6 to 12 inches is probably a good bet. Depends on where the rain band's set up. That's where we're going to have the highest. Hey, Brianna.
Hi, Bree. Oh, Christy, she wants a Columbia forecast. Columbia's going to get it worse, she says.
Yeah, it looks like Columbia to the coast is going to have potential for more rain. So anywhere from 15 to 18 inches is possible there. Just unbelievable rain amounts.
So yes, Brianna, come home to the upstate.
Yeah, exactly. Come on home.
Come on home. What
How
else?
long will it last? It looks like it's going to last until probably Sunday evening and then start to taper off. What's my guess on how many inches of rain per area? 6 to 12 inches. Craig, I feel major. Yeah, I do think so. And all that's going to flow down towards Columbia, too. Do we need an arc? Yeah, get two of everything. Do I need to leave Spartanburg? How to take cover? You can stay in Spartanburg. Just make sure you're higher ground. You know, it's easy to stay safe from flash flooding if you think that water always runs downhill. Get to higher ground for safety. Gaffney could probably pick up 6 to 10 inches. Knoxville, Tennessee. Probably get some of the rain in Knoxville, but not as much. Hey, Williamston, Simpsonville, 6 to 12 inches, Elizabeth. That's a lot of rain. Incredible. You're right. Hey, Chris.
We'll talk to Christy again
All right,
soon.
Sounds
Gotta
good.
go
Bye.
get on TV. All right, thank you, Christy. All right, so you got a little bit of Q&A with Christy, which is awesome. Thank you, Christy, for taking that time. Yep. She's also, you know, obviously working on an update later in the show, and then of course she has what we call big weather in this next. So this is where she really gets into the details. So turn on your TV. Noah is coming. Anderson. Stand by. So this is the story that's not about a train. Oh, there's a touchdown? Oh, yeah, there's football on Channel 7 right now. Who's watching the game? Stand by. Here we go. It's on the title, what Upstate's getting. Well, thankfully, the rain slowed down some flames that gutted this two-story garage in front of a historic home. Firefighters say they didn't know why the fire broke out this morning on Mance Jolly Road there in Anderson County. Crews spent hours putting this fire out. The building, though, could not be saved. The chief said today's rain helped keep the fire from spreading. No one was in the garage and no one was hurt. A federal judge has delayed the trial for Dylan Roof, the 21-year-old accused of shooting 9 people at a Charleston church earlier this year. It had been set to begin next month. A trial had been, but now this case will not go to court until at least January. The judge says defense attorneys and federal prosecutors both requested some more time to get ready. Flu season is off to a deadly start already in the Carolinas. North Carolina just reported its first flu death. That was reported today. And doctors in South Carolina say flu cases are quickly racking up. Bon Secours St. Francis saw its first positive flu test 2 weeks ago, just like in January. It's hosting a free drive-through clinic on Friday in Greenville. Greenville Health System also has several free flu shot clinics through October at the hospitals, according to the CDC. This year's flu vaccine covers several strains, including the one that emerged a little too late last season to be covered. It is a big reason why the 2014 vaccine was only found to be 23% effective. Doctors are urging people not to worry about that. North Carolina health officials are not releasing the name or the hometown of that person who died from the flu, of course, for privacy reasons. But we do know it was an adult from the western part of North Carolina. If you need a flu shot, there's information on the free drive-through clinic that we mentioned for you. It's tomorrow from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Bon Secours Wellness Arena in Greenville. You can also go to the VIP parking lot off of Church Street for other free clinics happening this month. Look for our story. We have them listed on WSPA.com. Well, I know we're in for a whole nother story, but I was at the Hangar B event for the Spartanburg Regional Foundation, and the rain held off for them. They were really happy about that.
They were. Yeah, lots of clouds, but it stayed pretty quiet in Spartanburg this evening. So far, so good.
Yes.
That is going to be changing, though. We've got a lot of rain on the way, and of course, the major hurricane that we're tracking, too. We'll take a closer look at that. Of course, the forecast track in just a second. But first, we're starting out with some rain coming in. Scattered showers are going to be in the forecast for us during the course of the overnight. And as you can see here in Union County, we've got a fairly widespread area of rain that is heavy, too. You see those areas in orange and red. That's heavy rain, and that's all pushing northwestward closer to Spartanburg. And it's going to be be there within the next hour. The city of Spartanburg, pretty quiet right now, maybe a few light showers around town, heavier action on the way. You can see that there's more rain over the southern part of Greenville County and then into western sections of Oconee County, Raven County, and Macon County. We've got some rain. So not everyone's getting rain right now, but don't be surprised to hear some of that coming down overnight. There's a closer look. It's a rainy drive now, 176 on the way to Spartanburg, even into Lawrence County. A few pockets of heavy rain on the way for downtown, and again into the northeastern part of Georgia and North Carolina. The weather is unsettled tonight. So we'll continue with the chance for showers. We do have our heavy rain event that we're expecting. So this is just kind of the precursor to all of what's going to unfold Friday evening, through the day on Saturday, through the day on Sunday. We're looking for a lot of rain to be around. And so flash flooding is going to be likely in a lot of areas as we go through the weekend. Because of that, we've got a flash flood watch in effect for the entire area beginning tomorrow morning, and that will last until Monday morning. And that's the time frame where you could still see some streams and creeks out of their banks. Roads could still be flooded as precipitation will stick around all the way into Sunday evening. And there are a couple of ingredients coming together. We've got a lot of moisture that's going to be coming in from the Atlantic Ocean, really a true tropical connection to this system, Hurricane Joaquin. And we also have another upper-level low-pressure system that's going to be out to our west. That's going to create the overall lift in the atmosphere to make the rain. So it's going to draw in that moisture from the Atlantic Ocean and just dump on us, dump on the Carolinas in general, with huge rainfall amounts expected over the next 3 days.
No, she has on very small flat shoes.
Around the circulation of that area of low pressure. And whoever gets under those rain bands is going to end up seeing the highest rainfall totals. So how much are we going to get? Here's the latest thinking right now. Anywhere from 6 to 12 inches is very possible from western North Carolina down through the upstate. Winds are going to be out of the east, and so those winds will be forced to rise up into the mountains, and that can cause some isolated higher amounts, maybe 13 inches or so, or higher amounts than that in the South Carolina mountains, just over the North Carolina line. So again, it really depends on where those rain bands set up, but right now 6 to 12 inches is a good bet all across our area. Higher amounts if you're in the Midlands or headed over to the coast, it's not going to be great weather there either. All right, here's a closer look at Hurricane Joaquin. That system was upgraded to a Category 4 hurricane earlier this afternoon, and it has just been battering the Bahamas. These are all the Bahama islands here. There's the eye of the hurricane, and it's still moving to the west and southwest.
No kidding.
Winds, top winds now, 140 miles per hour, and it should begin to take a move to the north by tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow evening. It will maintain some strength initially because it's still going to be over some very warm water. Then as it encounters cooler water by the weekend, it's going to be well offshore from the Carolinas. It will start to weaken. Now, the latest forecast track from the Hurricane Center actually keeps this system offshore, and it's very possible that we could see a miss on the U.S. coast. So that would be very, very good news for the northeastern part of the country. If it goes to the left of the track, of course, you'd have some higher impact. So we'll continue to monitor that. A new forecast track comes out at 11 o'clock. Here at home, here's the next 72 hours forecast. 59 tomorrow, a breezy day. Watch out for some trees to possibly cut down as the really heavy rain starts in by Friday night. Saturday and Sunday, highs near 60 degrees, starting to dry out into early next week. There's your mountain forecast. Lots of rain is on the way with highs in the 50s. Don't forget, download that 24/7 weather app, New and Improved, to get warnings. You'll get the street-by-street rain, and there's going to be a lot to track.
Yeah, and we will alert away all weekend if we need to.
Yeah, we'll keep on top of it for you.
Thank you, Christy. Well, the South Carolina chapter of the NAACP is hosting its convention and civil rights conference in Spartanburg. The 4-day conference kicked off tonight. Hundreds came together at Mount Moriah Baptist Church for this annual event. Now, this is the first conference in the state of South Carolina since the Confederate flag was removed from the State House. Leaders say that move prompted the decision to lift the state tourism boycott, which was in place for 15 years. Michael, I know him. Leaders say Vice President Joe Biden is also expected to be in Spartanburg this weekend for the conference. Upstate students are getting help on kickstarting their future. Greenville County Schools kicked off College Application Day. It's kind of stressful, we know. They're sitting down with students to help them apply for college. Christine Brown shows us how your children could be using one site to send all those applications to hundreds of schools. Hi, thanks for being here. Love y'all. Everyone stay safe. Oh, how cool. Hey guys, all right, so we'll probably try to talk to Christy again in the next break, if we get a chance. Usually these are pretty long, so we might have 2 or 3 minutes to talk to her, which would be great. Don't ask questions now because we won't see them until she's on the screen. Thank you all for being here. Yes, Sandra, I just forgot. I forgot to send pictures. Sorry. Duh. I mean, I didn't even think about it. Yeah. Yeah, we were sponsors. We sponsored every year. Mm-hmm. Stand by for news. They raised $70,000 tonight. $20,000 more than last year. Mm-hmm. We have time. I posted like a slew of pictures on Facebook. Oop. College application day will be held at several other upstate high schools. Find out when your student can participate. There's a link to the Common App site on WSPA.com. Coming up next at 10, a popular store plans to stop selling blinds that have cords. How that move could keep your child safe. That story in a 7 on Your Side Consumer Watch. All right. Hello, everybody. Rita, it was so fun to see you. Did y'all have fun? I posted pictures on my Facebook, I believe, of us on my this page. And then I may have posted them on I can't remember if I posted them on the other one, but I know I posted them on fan page. And then I posted a video that has Elaine in it on the station Facebook and my Facebook too. I interviewed her on cam on my way out. I was like, oh, I haven't really talked to anybody who's here having fun. So I interviewed her. And I was worried because I used I have that little microphone that I add to my phone now. And, you know, in an environment like that where there's so much band noise, I thought, oh, this is not even going to work. And so I put the little microphone toward her, shot the video, and it worked. You could hear her. I was like shocked. Couldn't believe it. So it's pretty cool. Me too. It was so great to see you. I know you all had a great time. Did you dance? Do I? Great. Thank you. That's what I have a problem with, this red lipstick. Red lipstick's great until it gets on your teeth, and then it's gross. All right, so here's the deal. We're coming back. Oh, I forgot to talk to Christy. All right, hold on. How much will the rain help the drought deficit? Good question from Josh.
Got a big pencil eraser?
Yeah, I mean, if we get 6 inches, it's gone.
Yeah. Matter of fact, we could end up in the top 5 rainiest events, rainiest 3 days. If all this pans out the way we think it will, we could see historic rain, or at least be in the top, couple of occasions where we just had too much.
Wow.
So back in 1995, we had some big time flooding.
Yeah.
And so this, could challenge that, or even maybe get worse.
Wow.
So, it will help to erase the drought. But see, the problem is that when the ground can't drink it anymore, it just kind of runs off. It doesn't have a chance to soak in. And
then somebody's saying, if the beach area floods, will it affect the ocean, swells, etc.? Does it all drain out into the ocean and make it even worse out there?
Well, eventually it will come back. But the main thing with the swells and the waves is going to be Joaquin, because that's going to generate some swells that'll reach the coast, over the weekend. So you get some higher waves there. They've already had some higher waves around Florida, and all that will kind of propagate towards the Carolinas.
Have they decided where the storm's going to hit our land? Track for the storm.
Yeah, I think it's going to end up staying offshore.
Wow.
Everybody's thinking the track's going to keep shifting east. So what could have been a terrible situation is going to be a lot less worse as far as a landfall goes.
Gotcha. 1 minute, guys. Any more questions? Any idea when the heaviest rain will start from KTAC?
I think by tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow night, we'll start to see Friday.
In case you're watching the
night.
replay.
Yeah, exactly. We'll start to see the solid, heavier rain working in, probably as a main band, a little bit of break or lighter rain, and then we'll see another couple of rain bands setting up, and that's where you're going to get your 1 to 2 inch per hour rains, what's going to stack up the rain totals. And this is going to happen all through Saturday and all through Sunday. 1 to 2 inches an hour, potentially. Mm-hmm. Yeah, tropical rains, big raindrops, and lots of rain. Wow. All right, Christy Henderson. She's answering your questions tonight behind the scenes.
Really appreciate that, Christy. We've got Joaquin and the tropical rains as a result of Joaquin coming on into the Carolinas and threatening us. State of emergency in both Carolinas. And we appreciate you guys very much being here and counting on us to bring you good information. Christy is the one to watch. We're coming back in about 10 seconds. Stand by. Now we have a 7 on your side consumer watch. Ikea is no longer selling window blinds with cords because of a risk of strangulation. According to the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission, an average of 1 child died every month between 1996 and 2012 from a window cord strangulation. In fact, Ikea says that all spurred the decision to ditch the cords. The new policy kicked in today at Ikea stores in the United States. The Swedish furniture retailer is planning to go global with the policy by January 1st, 2016. It's me, not you. Dear John letters used to be common if a cold way to break up a romance, but now more teens are choosing to ditch an ex with a text. A study by the Pew Research Center shows about 30% of teens have used their phones to bid farewell to a former sweetheart. Still, the survey found that most teens agree an in-person goodbye is much more acceptable despite it being awkward. Coming up next in sports, some high school games get moved to tonight, including a really big showdown between nationally ranked teams. Pete will give you a look just ahead. Okay. Thank you. This is a new jacket, and I have red on to try to brighten up this kind of nasty color. Here's the problem I have, okay? Apparently this fall, the popular store colors for jackets and stuff, I'm spitting, sorry, is browns and this, like, you know, muted blah colors, which I like, but here's the problem. They don't look good on TV. So you have to do something like put red with it, right? And red lips.
Is your health segment?
Yeah.
Am I up next?
You're up next.
All right.
Pete just asked if he's up next. Yeah. You think? All right. Losing track of time because he's probably watching the football game, right? I mean, he's a sports guy. He's got to watch the football game. We're at 400 people because of Christy Henderson's fabulous information. All right, we're going over to see Christy one more time. No pressure. All right, so is there any more questions for Christy really quick because we're running out of time? Amy's spitting. That's great. Yeah, I spit by accident. Okay. Looks nice. Okay. So we're more worried about the rain. I want to emphasize that culvert that you saw washed away. Mm-hmm. That's the kind of scenario where you can drive up and just, it looks like just, an inch of rain on the road and the road's gone.
You don't know if the road is still there. So that's why we say don't drive if the road is flooded. And it doesn't take much water to float a car. 6 inches can sweep you off your feet. A foot of water can sweep a car away.
And people think, it's just an inch, I can drive, but you really, really can't.
No, you can't. I mean, your car just loses control. It's a big thing, but it's also buoyant, if with enough water.
And we just don't know if there's a road underneath. That's, I think, the key thing.
Just
that really scared
careful.
me. When I saw that picture today, I was like, I think I've actually done that where I thought, I'm okay. Mm-hmm. I'll never do it again after seeing that today.
No, it's not good. And I think over the weekend, if you can, kind of lay low. Make sure you're high, but kind of lay low, so to speak.
As far as stay home and stay off the road.
That's going to be a really good idea. Just don't take a risk,
This is a good Netflix weekend.
Yeah,
as long as the power stays on.
As long as you have power, which
and
fingers
internet.
crossed.
Power and internet. Let's keep the power and internet going. All right, so any other, let's see, don't drown. Turn around, don't drown. Did you drive your potion to work with
a Porsche? I drove my Porsche.
Oh, my Porsche? Oh.
I have a Ford. But anyway, turn around, don't drown. You look beautiful, Amy. She does, doesn't she?
Oh.
Anybody else? Quick question at all?
Okay, any more questions? Okay. Well, if you have questions, Christy Henderson has her own Facebook page. It's the best Facebook page for a weather person in the world, and you need to go to it and like it, and she will be happy to answer questions there. As she continues to update the storm, she'll probably be doing some various interactive things with you guys on her page too. So keep that in mind, especially as the weekend progresses. Christy's really good about live streaming and doing cool stuff. So stay tuned. Stay tuned for Christy updates. Get my raft out. Hey, Jessica. All right, Pete is in the room. Well, that's exciting. There's a sports guy. There he is. All right, so we've got Pete Yanity, our sportscaster extraordinaire. Pontoon to work. Did I drive my pontoon to work? No. I don't have a pontoon. I wish I had a pontoon. All right, I have been somewhat concerned about myself too, but it looks a lot better now. Oh, good. I'm so glad. Pontoon, LOL, pontoon. I think we could all use a pontoon about now. Buy me a boat, that song. It's time. Sandra needs to sing her song.
Greenwood native Josh Norman's having a banner season. He's had a pick 6 so far, and also that interception to seal the deal against the Saints on Sunday. Today he's named the NFC Defensive Player of the Month. He's the first Panthers defensive back ever to claim that honor. Good evening, everybody. There's Thursday night high school football because of some bad weather coming, including that colossal national showdown tonight between number 12 Spartanburg and number 25 Burns. And Micah Young and the Rebels, a 1-yard touchdown. Game was tied at 7 apiece going into halftime. Third quarter, though, Tavian Feaster, 11 yards on the carry, 132 on the night. Vikings up 14-7. Fourth quarter, Vikings lead is 10. Young to Bouvier. Howard breaks a tackle, but as he's stretching for the goal line, Trey Smith of Spartanburg punching the ball out. It's recovered in the end zone. That was Burns' last best chance. Spartanburg goes on to the win 17-7. They snap a 14-game losing streak in the series. Chris Miller, the former Burns coach, his first win against Burns as Spartanburg's head coach. Elsewhere tonight, Clinton and Broome do battle. The Region 3-3A opener. There's Jarius Jeter going into the end zone, and Broome goes on to a 17-14 triumph. Also in Region 3, South Point won at Union County by 3 points. Blue Ridge going at it against Emerald in Peach Blossom 3A. Tamaje Green had the touchdown run. Later, Jake Smith for Blue Ridge. They were up 14-zip, but back come the Vikings. Willie Reynolds, a sprint to the end zone from 50 yards, and the comeback was on, and Emerald rallies for a 49-28 victory. Chesney got all it could handle from Liberty. Early on in the fourth quarter, or I should say in the third quarter rather, they were down by 7, but the touchdown connection from Dylan Donahue to Josh Robinson tied it at 21. And then fourth quarter, here is the same combination again. Donahue to Robinson, and that's going to go for the go-ahead score, and Chesney was on its way to a 35-21 victory.
All right. Thank you, Pete. Thanks for watching tonight. We have a lot more coming up after football over on 7 on Your Side at 11 o'clock, which will be delayed. Make sure to check us out anytime on WSBA.com. Good night.
Claire.
Something like that. All right, everybody. Okay, so everybody, thank you for being here. We'll see you. Bye, Pete. Thank you. So what will happen? I'm curious. And may I ask this on live internet? Do you mind?
Well, if how personal you can get.
It's nothing too personal. No, it's about the sports show. No. I'm just asking. Since a lot of stuff got played tonight, and obviously you're going to put a little.
Only 5 games got played.
Okay, well, five games got played tonight. Which will you still kind of recap them in your shows tomorrow night anyway?
We will do
Perfect.
Little shows.
That's what I wanted to know.
And we'll refer to them as last night these games were played, and we're going to keep them in their same slots.
Nice.
And we're going to show them in color.
Nice. So color. Nice.
And, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Well, there's your little sports update. So make sure you're watching.
They're going to get a whole lot of play tomorrow.
Yes, they are. They are going to be.
It's going to be like the game was played on Friday night.
Awesome. All right. So that's Pete Yanity. Is there a chance? Okay. Let me ask you this: if it's an absolute monsoon tomorrow, will a lot of those games get canceled tomorrow night?
A chance exists for just about anything, doesn't it?
It sure does. So stay tuned.
Falling out of the ceiling, there's a chance of that happening. Now, I would suppose, since the games have been moved up and since our meteorological department, who I've always thought should be wearing lab coats, I would suppose that the games that were moved up to 6 o'clock and 6:30, like 18 of them or 19 of them so far involving area teams have been, that means they will probably be gotten in because lightning should not be a factor. Isn't that right, meteorology?
That is correct.
No lightning.
So lightning will not be a factor.
Yeah, it'll be in the 50s tomorrow. So.
Now,
Ooh,
I'll tell you
50s
something.
football weather.
I'll tell you something. You take a look at the Bahamas. Now, they'd have a hard time playing some high school football down there. If rain were a concern, that would be an issue.
All right.
My gosh, here in the upstate.
So
we've
this
got
is the
fields of
lighter
rain.
side of the weather story, just so you know.
It's the sports side of the weather story. And by gosh,
What about the band meets?
You know what? I understand they've got raincoats and they've got plastic covers for their instrument.
Raincoats and plastic covers will do.
Trumpet sounds the same blaring through plastic or blaring straight out. So.
All right, we're all gonna do the best we can tomorrow, but the biggest thing is for you guys to stay safe. Oh, what about game day? What do you think's gonna happen with that?
Different network, not my concern.
Not my concern, different network. Those people, they gotta deal with that. But Pete, just from a sports perspective, the chances of that game getting canceled are like basically zero.
Amy would use the word postpone, and you are absolutely here's a little perspective for you.
Oh, good.
1989,
I'm right.
a Thursday night, September 21st, 1989 to be exact, eastern part of the state, okay?
Yeah.
Hugo comes in.
And they
Full
still had a
barrels.
football game?
Full barrels. Well, wait a minute. A couple of games were moved up from Friday night to Thursday night. One was at Sumter. I went over there and covered it. A kid named Stephon Wynn, who later played at Clemson, a tight end, caught a pass over the middle, rumbled 50 yards for a touchdown. Fairfield Central beat Sumter. The rain was coming in while I was driving from Florence over to Sumter.
Wow.
Oh.
I'll never forget this for as long as I live. I got an I-20 West, and over in the eastern part of the state, in August and early September particularly, you always get a white sky late in the afternoon because of the humidity from the ocean. I'll never forget this as long as I live. I turned from 95 South to I-20 West because our TV station was right off 95. I'm driving down I-20 West, I look over to the southeast, to the left where Hugo was coming in, and I kid you not, half of the sky was white and half of the sky was black. It's the most amazing thing I've ever seen. So anyway, I go cover that game, get back to my TV station, we do the 11 o'clock news, the storm starts coming in, and
Hugo.
and it comes into Charleston, but I'm in Florence, about 130 miles north of Charleston, so we're starting to feel the effects. Plus, we're on the right side of a
Yeah,
hurricane,
which
and if
is
we
all
watch
the-
the weather, we
Yep.
know that's the rough side to be. So
Yep.
anyway, so I go out and I start going out and covering stuff. I go into downtown Florence, go cover a hotel being evacuated, one of those enter from the outside. A stairway almost falls on me because I'm downstairs shooting whatever, and people are coming out. So then I drive down in this Windstar van. I had two others with me, and US 76 runs east to west through Florence. I'll never forget this on a Windstar van. I pointed it west because the storm's coming in from the east. I put it in neutral, and I got blown down Palmetto Street, US 76 in Florence, up to 35 miles an hour, just wind power. And I
Wow.
probably could have gone faster if I wanted to, but I had to make a turn. So anyway, to make a long story longer, the next day there were actually a couple of high school games that were played in that area because it kind of skirted the northeastern part of that market. But Clemson had a day game that following Saturday against Maryland, and USC had a night game against Georgia Tech, and both were played.
Wow.
Terry Allen hurt his knee for the first time that season. He'd have two knee injuries that year. Clemson won 31-7, but Terry Allen hurt his knee against Maryland. And then Georgia Tech came in and played a Saturday night game against South Carolina. It was one of the bigger wins in Sparky Wood's career, and South Carolina beat them, even though half of the state was out of power.
Wow. So it's highly unlikely that the game is going to be canceled tomorrow. There's your answer.
Clemson Notre Dame's playing, trust me.
They're playing. They're playing. Notre Dame, Clemson, gonna play. All right, you heard it here first. Thanks for watching. Love y'all. Wasn't that a great story? That was amazing. I've got to figure out if I can download Facebook video. If I can, I'm going to try to download that and post that separately. That's pretty cool. Uh-oh. People remembering Hugo. Wow. All right, well, I love y'all, and I'll see you at 11, which isn't really 11. It'll be after football, which is, who knows, midnight, 12:30? I don't know. I'll be here live, but not on Facebook Live. I'll be on TV Live, okay? We don't record this. We're live all the time. I lived 60 miles from the beach in Williamsburg when Hugo hit. It was so bad. We had trees down. Remember the howling wind? Da-la-la-la. Didn't sleep a wink. I bet you didn't. All right, everybody. Thank you guys very much for being here. Thanks for sharing this. And make sure to tell your friends to stick with us on Facebook, on the news app. Make sure you're downloading the Channel 7 news app because we will be updating you on flood locations. On the weather app, we will be having the latest on the rainfall totals and all the weather information, warnings, watches, all of that stuff will be there. And then Christy's Facebook page is something you want to like and follow all weekend. I'll try to update you whether I'm in the station doing things or I'm at home. We may jump on Blab with some of you. Blab is a Twitter-related service. So if you have Twitter, go to blab.im or go to Blab on your app store and download it. And I could potentially take you on camera with your iPhone this weekend. We could talk to you guys. So let me know. Okay? All right. Thanks, guys. Bye. Thanks, D. Thanks, DM. Thanks, Kathy. Tina. Jeff and Christy. I don't know if they're here, but I met a couple tonight at the Hangar B ball, which is not a ball, it's a Hangar B event, and they watch us here. They're part of our gang. They're part of the 7 Newsies, and they watch us laying in bed, this couple. They watch every night. They laugh. It's hilarious and fun. So I don't know if you guys are here. You guys could be home already, but if you're here, hello, hello. And thank you guys for being here. Bye, Elaine. Nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. I know you've been through a lot lately. You hang in there, okay? All right. All right. Take care, guys. Bye. See you later.